We all dream, and in dreams we enter a fantasy world.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for man.
Welcome to iCuckoo.
Welcome
to
iCuckoo.
Take it off. It won't come off till you take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
Won't you cut your hair? Save all your self-expression, 'cause we don't really care. I walk downtown to the center of ecstasy, and I see so many people that are just like me, wasted in a limbo of most uncertainty. But we're all just looking for a good time. Can you tell, Ladyboy, where'd you get those clothes? No one knows where you came from, but everybody knows you. And it's so hard, I'm walking in my shoes, when I've got so many better things to do. Think you're a winner, they wanna say you lose, but it's all just fun and games, so don't be so blue. Say, baby, what's your problem? Don't let it get to you now. It's all in good fun. We didn't mean you no harm, no. It's so hard, walking in my shoes, when I've got so many better things to do. Ladyboy, won't you cut your hair? Everybody's laughing at you, but you don't seem to care. They think you're a winner, they wanna say you lose, but it's all just fun and games, so don't be so blue. Drop out and talk to yourself. Ladyboy, won't you cut your hair? Save all your self-expression, 'cause we don't really care. Ladyboy, where'd you get those clothes? No one knows where you came from, but everybody knows you. Ladyboy, Ladyboy, Ladyboy,
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of iCuckoo. My name is Kenneth.
My name is Cole.
I'm Dave.
I'm Eric.
Welcome to our show. It's good to be back. We hope everybody's had a good week in quarantine. That intro video was a in-studio session we did at KUTX a few months back. Shout out to KUTX. Thanks for having us. We love you. Hope you all are surviving in these weird, crazy times. We got a good show for y'all this week. We got Ben Buck. We got Nane. We got other guests. So yeah, here's some music news. Chicka chicka ah.
You're like a typical American motion picture girl. And yeah, you get that feeling inside.
Our buddies and Billy King and the Bad 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 put out a new single Friday, which would be yesterday if you're watching this now on Saturday when it airs. And if you watch it after that, the song's just out. So go check out Billy King and the Bad Bad Bad's new single, Tiger Den.
More like the good.
The Strokes also put out a new song. It's pretty cool. I dug it. Dave was not feeling it that much. Maybe we'll review it next week. Song review of the week. We're going to be talking about the song People in the City by a band called Air that Dave recommended.
Okay, I've never listened to Air before, but I finally got around to checking this out. And the whole record's fantastic, but the song really stuck out to me, mainly because it starts off with this really dark acoustic guitar, and this really bright drums, and suddenly snaps, and it goes into this electronic thing. It's just a perfect combination of like progressive rock that was happening after the 90s, and then jumping right into electronic music. 2001 would be like around Mars Volta time, and they totally had the same kind of concept with their album, and it was like just a piece of music for me to listen to, and I loved it.
Yeah, I really dug it. I never heard of the band before. This is the first song I'd heard. I thought it was very pleasing to the ears right off the bat. Like you said, it kind of has two sections. There's the first section. Kind of reminded me a little of Jellyfish or something like that. And I was digging it, but then it goes into that weird like hurricane alarm noises and stuff. And I really dug it. It made me really like want to check out the rest of the album and what else the band has done. But I'm digging Air.
Same here. I mean, it reminded me of like Steely Dan in a way, but then like the more the song went on, like the less it reminded me of Steely Dan, which is cool because it, slips into something completely different, And like last week's song, the Childish Gambino one, there's like also a lot of like extraterrestrial activity happening that's not really the main focus, and so it's always like cool to like kind of nitpick those, and yeah, good tune, great tune.
What'd you think, Rossi?
I mean, yeah, I definitely dug it as well. I thought it was like a really interesting listen because I feel like you can hear so many different styles packed into that song. There are parts that reminded me a lot of Traffic and Pink Floyd. And then there are also like the electronic part, which is just something so not Traffic. It's like, super modern sounding. And just hearing like a band, like a rock band like that kind of utilized, they're not stuck in one sound. They're taking little things that all the bands have done in the past in rock and pop music, and they're kind of putting them together. Yeah, it was just a really cool listen. I had a lot of fun listening to it.
Cool band. We like Air. Listen to Air.
Hello, welcome to iCuckoo. It's your dad, Benjamin Buckingham, and I'd like to give a big shout out to the Cuckoos. What's up?
Can you give her one more? This little bugger right here, yeah. South by Southwest. Big buzz right now! I know. That's the newest Wu-Tang member right now, you know what I'm saying? Big buzz is a team member right now. That is good shit, man. It takes balls to do that. It takes real balls.
Growing up in Austin, out the eyeball with options. Learning how to duck and playing dodgeball with shotguns. And yo, I'm spazzing, I'm throwing verses in the chasm. I'm splitting atoms and you catching it when I'm flipping daggers. Got it served on silver plates and silver platters. I'm not from different states, homie, I'm from different planets. Consuming Doja in the lunar rover, doing donuts. Cars up in the other lane, told her just to move it over. Yeah, I'm stuck in traffic, I'm on another planet. I'm in the bomber jacket, dropping seeds like pomegranates. I'm high above the clouds and others got that hobbit status. They're lacking flavor like the noodles with no ramen packets. I told them tighten up, got the time to light a blunt. Never had the energy to hit the scene and rap for us. You need to wrap it up, this bastard about to back it up. Happy writers suck, got to pack the bags and find the truck. A Saturday night, this is trying to get the patterns right. But in my own mind, it never really mattered, right? I'm spitting timeless tales every time that I exhale. I prevail, excel, I'm always feeling grimy still. Smashing competitors every time that I make an edit. My mind kinetic, fuck with my mind and you might regret it. Can't even try to reach me, cutting the landlines. The damn ties, cause other lines I can land mine like landmines. Yo, fuck a franchise, I'm trying to build conglomerates. Taking over my town, I've kinda seen the kind of shit. Holler if you with me if we're trying to see Austin fixed. I'm obstinate, I'll be throwing rocks and lobbing bricks. A fucking juggernaut, wonder if they drunk or not. The way they stumble, I can juggle all these bumble clots. I'll cut another notch, another show, a clump to rock. These other plots can send you back to Southern Shock. When they switch the format, they're not really for that. Kick them to the doormat, I stomp tracks in full flat. Going off the top, flipping it hot like hibachi grills. A chef chopping breaks, I'm cutting for an honest meal. Staying honest still, doing more than you probably will. Taking them the basics, now they flaking after every drill. Ready on the left, ready on the right, heavy on the mic, steady for the test, better get it tight. Ready on the left, ready on the right, heavy on the mic, steady for the test, better get it tight. Yo, ready on the left, ready on the right, heavy on the mic, steady for the test, better get it tight. Aight.
And don't come back!
Don't come back now, you hear? Breaded like my birthday. Like the chicken I eat. Damn.
Yeah, that was beatboxing Ben Buck McNasty. McNasty was here. Yeah, he's a friend. Dave went to high school with Ben. He's like come up and jammed with us during some of our shows at parties and stuff before. He's a great guy. So definitely check out his stuff.
Wind song from Prince Machiavelli.
Give it to the gentleman right over there.
I can't seem to forget you. Your wind song stays on my mind.
Wind song.
On to the Bitches Brew. Eric, do you wanna do the honors of introducing this?
So this week we're doing Miles Davis's Bitches Brew, recorded in 1969, released in 1970, and 2020 would be the anniversary, the 50th anniversary of the release of that album, The Bitches Brew. I'm a big fan of the Bitches Brew. I've got a lot of memorabilia of Bitches Brew. You know, it's just one of the classic albums, I think, like just period. the musicians on it even are just like, they all went on to become such huge musicians. And so it's kind of cool to hear all these superstars of the 70s jazz scene kind of in their blossoming stages, all jamming together under the direction of Miles Davis. It is like a brew. Obviously, you got jazz, you got rock, and then you also got like some funk in there. It's probably one of the most important albums of the 20th century, just for music, shaping music as a whole.
Yeah, this was my first time listening to Bitches Brew. I've heard Miles Davis's stuff from the other guys, Cole and Eric, and just throughout scrambling through the internet, but I've never done a deep dive. I've got Kind of Blue on vinyl. I've spun that a couple of times, but I'm not going to pretend that that I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Bitches Brew. This was my first time hearing it. The electric guitars kind of caught me by surprise, and I guess that goes into what Eric was saying about just combining like progressive rock and jazz. The time period of when it came out too, it's like you could tell it was influenced by people like Jimi Hendrix releasing records around the same time, that it was like, okay, let's do some stuff to keep up with these cats. And in this time of quarantine where I'm kind of forced to be stuck sitting, I've kind of been doing that for the past 3 weeks, so I feel like I had trouble focusing. I would get distracted and want to start doing other things while listening to it. So I feel like maybe the quarantine kind of gave me a little bit of a bias towards being able to really tune into it. But overall, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, speaking of Jimi Hendrix, Miles Davis had recently gotten remarried around that general time period, and his wife, she was kind of introducing him to like the music that the younger people were listening to, like Jimi Hendrix. You know, Miles he always has his eye on the future, and so he was kind of like, I see. Yeah, it's a lot of it's thanks to his wife.
Cool. Lightning, what'd you think?
Okay, I'll start off by saying I have a big respect for this record as a whole, but my listen to it felt very ADHD. It wasn't really the kind of jazz record I would gravitate towards.
Dude, that's exactly what I was saying with like being in quarantine. It felt like I felt anxious listening to this record. Even though I was digging it, I felt like ADHD, like anxious.
And I think that was the goal with the song experience of the time, and I think that's a point they were trying to make, and they made it very well. But it didn't really pull me in like I thought it would. It kind of pushed me away instead. There are definitely some moments that I enjoyed from listening to it, but for the most part, I just felt really just pushed away by it.
This is one of my favorite records of all time. I could say a million things about it. Like Rossi said, it's like it is a brew. Like it's a big soup. It's a big jazz rock soup, and it's cool to hear just like little frills of what may, just be. It's stream of consciousness music for sure. Like it's just one big jam. It's a lot like Buena Vista Social Club, where it's just a whole bunch of great guys jamming out together. A lot of people forget the track named after John McLaughlin, who's the guitar player on that record, who absolutely tears it up the entire time.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he tears it up on that record. He's probably one of my favorite guys, but
I mean, he's one of the best, hands down.
Yeah, that track in particular, I think, is great too, and I just feel like it's forgotten a lot. So I want to, give that some credit. Yeah, I mean, just for the time, it was really, really huge. It was, music wouldn't be the same without that record at all. So,
well, cool. Bitches Brew, check it out for yourself.
Sometimes a man just needs to be alone with his fruit-chewing Newton's cookies. Jimmy! New Apple Newtons.
Yeah, let's see what else we got. I got to talk about Sword and Tone. Diddle-a-dow, diddle-a-dow, diddle-a-doo. Yeah, that was Sword and Tone, my cousin Josh. He makes weird, wacky noises with guitar pedals, and we'll probably have him on the show. So yeah, check out his Instagram.
It won't come off till you take it off.
Our other featured guest this week is Nane. They're a great band from Austin. Check them out.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Sahad and I'm the lead singer of a band called Nane. My family is from the Dominican Republic and that's actually where Nane comes from. That's what my entire family calls me, all my cousins and everyone. My job is I'm a video producer for all kinds of different purposes here in town in Austin, and also I'm the brand manager for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre horror film franchise. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are watching iCuckoo. I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Let me take you around the ocean. I'm Mr. B with my hand up on my hips. I just wanna see the sun. This sunscreen always seems to mean I'm here to wear. So my ties on the beach or in the club. I'm on a jet ski with James Franco. He tells me that I'm fun. But I'm not for everyone, and you're not for everyone. I'm still here to make a splash. So blue velvet, you feel so good on my skin. Take a leap, hold that PA. Oh, blue velvet, you feel so good on my tongue. Every day, sweet on the face. I'm on the run. You got me now. You got me. You got me now. Whoa, I'm on the run. Let me take you around the ocean. I found an island off the Keys, full of us and chimpanzees. They want a battle. David King. I don't leave home without my cardboard. Boy, when it's done, don't make a scene. It's got this shit. We're not that different, you know. No one's that different, you know. Let's take a dive on the blue velvet. You feel so good on my eyes. Take a deep breath and survive. I'm on the run. You got me now. You got me. You got me now. Oh, I'm on the run. Where you running? We're gonna riot. You can chase us, but you can't identify us. You got me now. You got me. You got me now. Whoa. You got me. You got me. You got me now. Whoa. Mother, mother, you got me. You got me. You got me now. Whoa. I'm on the run.
That
Yeah.
was Nane.
Nane.
That was Nane. Yeah. We know Daniel. We've worked with him and done music with him and stuff before. He's a great guy. So please go check out Nane and more of their stuff. They've got a lot of great tunes out. Let's talk about movies.
There are three kinds of people. The ones above, the ones below, and the ones who fall. You have a big heart, but honestly, I don't think you'll survive for long.
This week, we're going to review The Platform. It's a Netflix original movie. Just came out. I loved it. You guys should watch it. It's a real, it's got a simple premise about pretty much a prison where there are over 300 levels, and everyone's isolated from the level below and above, and there is a platform that comes through the center of all of the rooms once a day, starting from the top, reaching the bottom, and at the top it's filled with food. At the bottom, there's obviously no food left, and there's enough food to feed everybody in the whole infrastructure, but what happens is people at the top get greedy, and by halfway down there, nobody's got any food, so people are fighting to survive. And it makes you think a lot about what's going on in the world today and how people should treat each other as human beings. And I thought it was really powerful. It's kind of simple, and I don't really want to give away too much about it, but I loved it. It really reminded me of The Parasite, just kind of the themes of it. They're really different movies, but just thematically and the fact that they're both two really good foreign films. This one's a Spanish film, and I loved it. I thought it was great. One of my favorite movies I've seen in a while.
Ross, it was your turn.
It is my turn. Is it?
The Platform. I mean, I definitely really enjoyed the movie. I've seen it a couple times at this point. And, I mean, it's just it does have a Black Mirror-y kind of vibe to it if you're into that. Just the whole world they place you in is just it draws you in. It feels so disattached from this real life world, but it still feels human. And there's a lot of parallels you can draw between that movie and real life. But yeah, it's a super interesting watch, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. And creepy, weird, mysterious world, well done story. I really enjoyed it.
I actually thought this film was quite funny. It's a really dark concept, but a lot of moments are really quite funny. Just my favorite character being that old man who's with at first, and he's just throwing the bottles of alcohol down, and pissing on him. He's just making a point that I don't know.
It's kind of making a point of hey, we've got to do this because they're gonna do it to us,
Yeah.
Being kind of trapped in that constant. Nope, this is just the way things work. You got to be a part of it.
I mean, that dude was so tied up in the rules of the game and all. He knew it inside and out, and he was just playing along. Whereas the new guy was, I don't know, not trying to necessarily play the game. He was trying to break the game, and I thought that was the two complete opposite sides of living that story. And that was right off the bat. Those two characters showed that.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that movie had it brought out a lot of emotional responses in me. Normally when I'm watching a movie, I'm pretty calm, and I don't really say much or make many faces or gasp or do any of that stuff. But I was watching this movie alone, and I was my heart was pounding, and I was shaking, and I was this is crazy. No movie has really had me on edge like that in a long time. So it was cool to feel that again. As far as the symbolism in it, I think it really does say a lot about what our society is like today, and maybe not necessarily to those extremes, but there is a lot at the top. Sure, there's plenty of food at the top for everybody to eat, but like you said, everyone's greedy. Great movie. Absolutely brilliant. I think it should be watched by a lot of people if you can handle it. It's kind of scary at parts.
The panna cotta is the message.
The panna cotta is the message. Yeah, the movie's like we said, it's kind of hey, stop arguing about the politics of things, and let's just treat each other good as human beings. So we highly recommend The Platform.
Take it off.
Well, yeah. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in to episode 4 of iCuckoo. We'll be back next week. We're the Cuckoos. We hope everybody stays safe. If you want to help support the show, our Venmo is down below. You can go to our website and check out our records and merch and stuff. But, yeah, we'll be back next week. Got more music guests coming. I think we got Vision Arcade and Midnight Butterfly next week, so it'll be groovy. Y'all stay safe. Rock and roll.